All right. First and foremost, give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash, double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone, who rule well and who is worthy to be counted for double honors. Peace and salutations to you brothers out there pushing this truth wholeheartedly and sincerely and full of the gospel. It's the brother Gabari from the Indiana camp coming back at you again with another sit down. And today I seen a video yesterday of where a guy had basically went into a video about how the earth is actually spinning faster, and according to these articles that I read, it's actually started to spin faster ever since 2020. So it's been spinning faster and faster for about 6 years now. All right, so I went to Google. I went to Google and asked. I said, "Is the Earth spinning faster?" It said, "Yes, Earth has been spinning faster recently, resulting in slightly shorter days, while the rotation generally slows over long periods. Since 2020, it has experienced a faster than normal trend, setting several records for the shortest days since the precise atomic clock track began. This shift is measured in milliseconds." So I wonder, when does the precise atomic clock begin? The precise atomic clock track began with the first what is that?
Operational.
Okay. When the first operational seismic beam atomic clock built in the 1950s. Okay, yeah. So I was also listening to a guy called Neil deGrasse Tyson. He was talking about this, how about they started measuring the time around the 1950s. Accurate for 300. Yeah. Okay. So all right, that's basically when they started measuring time, back in the 1950s. So yeah, and you know, we already know why is it spinning faster. Listen, scientists could come up with their whole, it's spinning faster because of, you know, the axis of the earth and global warming and barium oxide and this and that, and because, you know, there's so much pollution in the air, the earth is, we understand that really it's all due to prophecy. You know, the Lord said, hey, listen, he was going to shorten up those days for the elect's sake. All right. It says the shortest day record was July 5th, 2024, which was 1.66 milliseconds shorter than the standard 24 hours. You see? Now, CNN reported this, I want to say about 8 months ago. Let's see. This was, July. What are we in March? So, July was 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, about 9 months ago. You know, this was reported on, I think, CNN. In a rare and unpredictable move, scientists and the world timekeepers are considering reducing 1 second from the chronological coordinates universal time as Earth's rotational speeds up. The most recent data indicates the Earth rotations is somewhat faster this summer, with some days measuring more than a millisecond shorter than a typical 24-hour period, CNN reported. Even the slight change in the Earth's rotation over time can cause a sensitive system such as a satellite, GPS, or international communication network to malfunction. You know, and it's gonna get, you know, it's really gonna get much shorter. You know, especially when things starts to speed up as far as like Esau's agenda, Esau's plan. You know, because it's gonna be at a time where he's going to start rolling down on the people, you see. And the scriptures talks about how the Lord is going to basically speed up the times. So right now it might be a millisecond here, a millisecond now, but shit, it's going to feel, you know, it's going to feel way much shorter. And the days already feel shorter now, you know. It seems like after I get off work, I do a few things, I go to bed. As soon as I wake up, I gotta get right back to work, you know. So the days are already seeming short, all right. But the Lord is really gonna ramp up the times. All right. I'm gonna watch this quick video right quick. You know, and these are things we've been prophesying. All right.
That's delusional, and I'll tell you why.
You can argue with the facts.
Watch me.
Okay.
What you just said is a complete delusion.
Oh, this computer is slow. Oh, this computer's slow.
Our days are getting shorter, and it's part of a trend. But don't worry, you probably won't notice the difference, and I'll explain later why this trend won't last. July 22nd will be 1.34 milliseconds shorter than 24 hours. Why? You may not know this, but Earth does not take exactly 86,400 seconds or 24 hours to complete a full rotation on its axis. This slightly irregular rate of spin is caused by a variety of factors, including the positions of the moon, changes to Earth's magnetic field, climate change, and the balance of mass on the planet. Currently, the moon is closer to...
Yeah, see what I say here? So they try to use their scientists to come up with logical, oh, well, it's because of this and it's because of that. You know, it's no, really it's because it's prophecy. It's because the Lord is sanctioning it that way. All right. It was written that what the Lord said he was going to shorten up the days. All right. You can make it this and it's just like a devil. You can make it, oh, it's because of climate change, it's because of the position of the moon and the sun, and you can make it all that you want it to be. It's really because the Lord has sanctioned it that way, because your time is at an end. That's the reason why. We're at the end of your kingdom, we're at the end of your rulership. So the Lord is speeding up the time, you know, to get this place over, to get this place done with. All right.
to the Earth's poles instead of the equator, causing the planet to spin faster. The difference of milliseconds won't affect everyday life, but these discrepancies can, in the long run, affect computers, satellites, and telecommunications. If the pattern continues, the world's timekeeping institutions might have to act, but for now, scientists say there is a good chance the Earth's rotation will slow down again in the long term.
Yeah, man. So let's get into some of these scriptures. Of course, I'm gonna get the bread and butter, the one we all know, that actually talks about this. This is Mark chapter 13 and verse 19. It says, "For in those days shall be affliction, such as was not from the beginning of creation, which Yahweh created unto this time, neither shall be." Verse 20, and except that the Lord has shortened those days, no flesh shall be saved. Why? It's because this man is going to be going on a rampage. You see, it says, but for the elect's sake, whom he has chosen, he hath shortened the days. See, so because the elect, the Lord wants to preserve the elect, he's going to shorten those days to make the days go by faster. All right. First Peter chapter 5 in verse 8, it says, be sober, be vigilant. It says, because your adversary, the devil, has as a roaring lion walketh about, seeking whom he may devour. You see, and it's going to come a time to pass where this man is going to be a madman. All right. Matter of fact, the scripture talks about that. Let me see. Can I grab that? Hold on. All right, this is Second Ezra chapter Second Ezra chapter 16 verse 70, it says, for there shall be in every place, in every city, a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord. It says, they shall be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord. You see, so what? Eventually Esau's gonna roll down on us. You know, he's gonna come down and try to, you know, he's gonna be like a madman, sparing none. So that's why the scripture says what? There's no flesh is gonna be saved. Because why? Esau is gonna be, he's gonna be like a roaring lion. You know, it ain't gonna be nothing holding him back. He's gonna finally show his horns. You see, just like a Joker said in the Batman Dark Knight, was it Dark Knight Rise or the Dark Knight? I think it was the Dark Knight. Joker said what? He said, these civilized people, he said, they're only as good as you allow them to be. He said, when the chips are down, they'll eat one another. Basically showing you the true nature, their true intent is basically just a facade. They put on a happy face because why? They have to function in society, but really what they really want to do is to overthrow you, overtake you. All right? That's what they want to do. That's how these people get down. You see? But what did the Lord tell us? Let me grab that right quick. This is Revelation chapter 2 and verse 10. It says, fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. You see? Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison. See, some of us is actually going to get thrown into concentration camps. All right. It says that ye may be tried, and it says, and ye shall have tribulation 10 days. So some of us is actually going to go through harder times than others. But what? The Lord is going to give us the strength to endure it. You know, the ones that are caught up, the ones that are cast into prisons, the Lord is going to give them brothers the strength, you know, to overcome, to endure. Because why? It says, be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee a crown of life. You see, the elect are going to be faithful. They're going to endure, you know, they're going to have the mental fortitude to pass that test. All right. This is Isaiah chapter 59 and verse 19. It says, so shall they fear the name of the Lord from the west, and his glory from the rising of the sun. When the enemy shall come in like a flood, the spirit of the Lord shall lift up a standard against him. You see, so what? Esau's gonna come in, and that flood is talking about what? Them Gurga troops, what? Them the international martial law troops. All right. So what? When they fill the streets, where they're gonna put curfews out, where they're gonna put legislations, rules on certain things. You can't do this, you can't do that at a certain time. You know, they're gonna be. Hey, these people are actually getting a feel for it now with the whole ICE thing. You know, but eventually ICE is gonna get turned on to you people. All right, it's gonna get turned on the average everyday American. And guess what's gonna happen? What? They're gonna be throwing you into concentration camps. They're gonna be they're gonna be gun button, mowing you down in the streets. Because what? When they get the okay, when they get the hey, listen, either they comply, or if they don't, put a bullet between their eyes. That's what they're gonna get. And guess what? They're gonna be happy to do that. They're doing it now. They're doing it now. So it just shows you they're eager. They're waiting for that day. They're waiting for that day where they can just if one of these loud, obnoxious NW start talking to their face, they ain't got to say two words, just plow, body hits the floor hard, and everybody else is either gonna follow protocol, or they gonna get the same treatment. You see, but because of all these things happening, because how Esau, how great in power Esau is going to come down upon the earth, the Lord is doing what? The Lord is going to speed up the times. The Lord is going to shorten up the days. Not for you people, but for why? For his elects. For the election. Because why? The Lord doesn't want to see his people be overtaken in that day. All right? So what's going to happen? He's going to speed up the rotation of the earth. And ultimately what? Some of us are not going to get caught up. Scripture says what? Some of you shall not taste death to the time you were born. So what? So some of us is actually going to withstand this devil and the things that he's going to bring to the earth. Also, we got to think about too Jacob's trouble. You know, martial law and that curfew and that great insurrection that is implemented in Jacob's trouble. Why you think it's called Jacob's trouble for a reason? It's because why? The trouble of Jacob, the trouble of the Israelites. And listen, all of us is going to be there. The elect, 2/3, 1/3, we're all going to be in it. But guess what? The Lord is going to have his covering cast. He's going to put his shadow over select groups of men in those times. And those select groups of men is going to be who? The Lord's elect. You know, matter of fact, let me get hold on real quick. Where is it? Isaiah 6:5-13. This is Isaiah chapter 65 and verse 13. It says, therefore thus said the Lord, behold, my servant shall eat, but ye shall be hungry. Who's going to eat? What? The Lord's elect. And who's going to be hungry? Everybody else. Behold, my servants shall drink, but ye shall be thirsty. What? The elect they're going to have plenty to drink. But guess what? Everybody else is going to be going without. All right. Behold, my servants shall rejoice, but ye shall be ashamed. Why? Because what? You didn't hearken into the things we told you. We told you all these things was going to happen. We told you Esau was going to roll down on you. We told you the MOTB was going to be implemented. We told you you was going to be destroyed if you take it. We told you to prepare yourself. You know, watch for these days. Look for the signs. But what did you do? You wanted to go out every Friday night, every Saturday night, party, BS, disregard what we told you. Now, guess what? Now you have to suffer the consequences. Now you have to suffer the Lord's wrath. All right. Behold, verse 14, it says what? Behold, my servant shall sing for the joy of heart, but ye shall cry for sorrow of heart. It says, and shall howl for vexation of the spirit. You see, let me look at that word. Let me look at what does that mean? Vexation of the spirit. Vexation of the spirit is a biblical phrase primarily from Ecclesiastes describing deep frustration, existential anxiety, and the futility of human pursuit. The what?
Futility
of human pursuit, often translated as chastening after the wind, striving after the wind, signifying the worldly achievements of fleeing, of incapable of providing lasting satisfaction, is represented as grievous or troubled state of mind. You see, and that's exactly how you people are going to be. You know, you're going to have sorrow of heart and you're going to have vexation of the spirit, but we are going to sing of joy of the heart. Because why? Oh, happy it is for Babylon, the great of kingdoms has fallen. We're going to be happy. We're happy now. When we see things turn up between Iran and America, Israel and the Strait of Hormuz, and things are really happening, we get happy now. A big smile comes across our face when we see things like that. But what do you people do? You people, you get anxious, you get scared, you don't know what to do because your great America, the place that you put all your trust in, is finally reaping I was gonna say benefits, but it's reaping what it's been doing to everybody on the planet Earth since it became a nation. Rape, robbing, and pillaging, being on top, looking at everybody else like they're below. What does the scripture say? Though I sit in the midst of the seas, I shall not become a widow. I shall not know the loss of children. But what does the scripture say? All these things are going to come to you in one day and 1 hour, which means what? You're going to lose everything. You're not gonna lose. Well, I'm gonna lose this day, and then a couple years later I'm gonna use. No, it's all gonna come into you down at once. Everything. You're gonna lose everything that you have achieved. Everything that you've gathered unto yourself, you're gonna lose it all. All right. So that's all I had, man. Just basically showing that, listen, man, the times are getting short. Buy back your time. Keep pushing, keep enduring for those who are doing what they're supposed to do. And if you're not doing what you're supposed to do, you better start doing what you're supposed to do. Because guess what? You're gonna look up and then that, and you, like I said, man, like I said a couple videos ago, you don't want the Lord to tell you you didn't do enough. You were lazy. You sat on your ass. You wasn't doing what I told you to do. The guys out there making 1 video a week, 1 video a month, 3 videos a month. Get off your ass and start doing the work. Start picking up the pace. You see all these prophecies happening. You see all the stuff is going on, and you just sitting there twiddling your thumbs, not hastening in the day. Do more, man. And listen, best believe I'm talking to myself first and foremost, because I need to do more. I need to do a lot more. But at least I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. At least I'm doing. At least I'm meeting the bare minimum. And that's what every single one of us should strive to do and more. At least the bare minimum. That's all I got to say. Lord, I hope this video is edifying. Until next time, shalom.